Good Sunday morning, afternoon, whichever it is for you. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. No, we didn't. I need to get a stand. I was trying to get a camera it was all jacked up. Trying to do the setup. I actually worked on the setup for, 4 hours and something, and then like 2 the next day. So like 6.5 hours I tried getting a setup together. And everything I was doing, I needed either an extension cable for my USB camera, because it's like 2-foot cord. So that's what really, and then having a weighted prop that could hold a camera over my shoulder but then not fall over was a task too. So I'm just waiting on a stand, and then I don't have to worry about a camera being over my shoulder. It can just be right off to the side. So once I get that stand like that, I can set up in a corner or something, and then just set the camera right off to the side. Really not even have to move anything for the show, because everything could actually be where it sits while I'm doing my podcast. So once I get that stand, we'll be all good. Thank you. I appreciate it, Utter. Thank you so much. Just a week ago. Well, I appreciate you. And thank you for, even if you're not in chat and you're just hanging out listening, we always appreciate that. Whoops. What did I do here? I wish I could see the emojis on StreamYard. Sometimes it sucks. I get some of them. Thank you, Utter. I appreciate that. Yeah. I used to be utter nutter, but matured and dropped the nutter. Oh my God, Oh, that reminds me. What is it? I don't know if it's necessarily a candy bar, but it's the Nutter Butters. Oh my God, those are so good. Nutter Butters. Damn, I haven't had a Nutter Butter in a long time. I have a lot of Aussies that follow me on Twitch too. Prayers for you guys. I seen on my Breakin' that there's some flooding going on over there in Australia. So prayers for you all over there. What's up, Allison? Good morning. And you are not late, Pam. It's going to be a little bit of a different kind of podcast, stream, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. You tired? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better. Monday morning, 4:38. Holy crap. That's early. Soaking my feet and ooh. Gosh, that sounds amazingly comfortable, Allison. Oh boy. Enjoy that. Right, Kim Kitty? Right? That's what I'm saying. Damn. I need to get me to a masseuse or something. I would love to have some professional hands. Especially with these knots I got going in my back from work. Oh my gosh. It just won't stop. But the department's blowing up, has been blowing up for about 1.5 years, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, because that's called job security. That's why I'm going to be starting to work some overtime starting on Monday, tomorrow. I'll have 1 hour less each night to do what I need to do. So that's going to be interesting because sometimes it's always up to the last minutes. So, and that was without working an extra hour. So we'll see how that goes. I apologize, but yeah, this will be on tonight, 7 o'clock Central, as always, the nightly podcast. But tonight is this afternoon it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna be going through some of my old streams. Going to be going through some old videos. I'm gonna be talking about some stuff that I brought up. I don't know, maybe a month ago. So when we were doing our show last night, I need to do some more. I need to do more for the show. I need to do more for you guys in chat because the brain stew that we have on this podcast is always a team effort. And with the conversations that we have, the things we check out, the questions we bring up, because we are a nightly podcast, we're always behind, when it comes to the community. We're always behind because we're on at night. And so I kind of want to try to do something that kind of highlights the podcast and the brain stew that we have. And it was some headlight stuff that we had figured out about a month ago with some body cam stuff. And their chat was telling me that I feel like I need to make like a short video or something. So I was kind of thinking last night, there's a part of the show I was thinking about making a little short video, maybe like a 15-second video about the bushy eyebrow stuff. I'm new to this stuff. I don't know how to do the shorts, and I don't know how to do, any of that stuff, but I'm going to make an attempt. And so I might ask for your guys' advice on if you feel I should even make one on a certain thing that we talked about last night, something quick. And then I'm going to try and attempt to make one about this headlight stuff. I should have made one a hell of a long time ago, but it's just trying to find the time to do all this stuff. That's the biggest task I don't. Running a live nightly show every night and trying to work and trying to do home stuff is trying to find time. I appreciate you, Edder, seriously. And I appreciate everybody in chat because it's because of you that we have people that hang out in the podcast and can say these kind words. Good afternoon, Josie. How are you doing today? Yeah, welcome everyone coming in. So it's going to be a little bit of a different one. We might be going through some old stuff and when it comes to the breaking and stuff, that'll be for tonight. So this afternoon we're going to do some headlight stuff. I'm going to go through some old videos and we're going to look up some vegan serial killers. Do a little bit of research on that. Maybe even save some of that research for tonight because I know there's some people that are able to make the night shows that would like to be part of that as well. So I might split some of it up, do some this afternoon, do some this tonight. That way everybody is able to participate in that aspect, that feature that we're going to be checking out. It's something that I wanted to look up a week ago. Just because Koberger was so afraid of becoming a cannibal, I suppose. And so that's when I was like, man, I need to look up all of these vegan serial killers that eventually turned to cannibalism. And maybe that's one of them that he studied extensively. And because of his studies of a particular serial killer, maybe that's why he had the strict diet that he had when it came to not even eating off of other bowls or plates that could have potentially had meat on them. I mean, that's pretty drastic. And so I'm wondering if a study into maybe a couple or even one actually led him to that strict vegan diet that he had. Cannibals? Yes. Cannibalism. Because of his strict diet, Josie. Yes, thank you all for being here. Because of his strict diet. I mean, I know vegans. I've never known a vegan not... You know what I'm saying? We all wash dishes, right? If there's somebody that doesn't wash dishes very good, okay, I can understand not eating something off that plate, you know what I mean? Because there might be some dried up spaghetti noodle on it or something, and you're like, okay, no, can I have another plate, please? But when it comes to like, no, I'm not even eating my food off of a bowl or plate that has been washed, even by somebody that I loved, I still won't eat my food on it because it potentially had meat on it. I mean, that's pretty strict. And so I'm wondering if the strictness led, it came from the studies. Oh gosh, I was studying this guy and I don't want to end up like that. I can't do that. So I'm going to be super strict. Have you seen his writing, which he supposedly wrote when he was 15? I don't know. I got these from Kib Kitty this morning. I got these HTC Coburger message board posts. So are those maybe the ones that you're talking about? I'm not sure, Allison. I don't think I have. There's MH issues plus a fanatic, which made him switch over. It's out there. Really? They even have cannibal. No, they don't. Are you serious? Where? Okay. That must be... Okay, the HTC thing, that must be it. It explains a lot. Okay, cool. Love my Clorox, but I ain't eating people. Well, here, hold on a second. Supposedly he was 15 and stopped at 17. Oh, with the H? Or with the writings? Hello, Christy B. Detective Juan, how you doing? Yes, I did. You know what, Detective Juan? That's crazy you mentioned that because I watched another documentary on that a few days ago. Thanks for hopping in, Detective Juan. Yeah, that's crazy. I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff, and that one, I've seen so many on that topic, but another one came up, and I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. I'll watch another one from another creator. Damn straight. The writings. Yeah, he pretty much cataloged his craziness. Really? Are you serious, Pam? That is crazy. Like where? Like Thailand or something? Like what? Where in the hell do those exist, Pam? What? It is a good document. That's for sure. It's so crazy though. Dude was off in another country running his own business. That's where he met Malvo. I mean, crazy. In the United States? What? That. I'm in New York and I don't have cannibal cafes. What the heck? That's crazy. I thought maybe in another country or something. I didn't think frickin' here. I think okay, guys. I have a feeling it's gonna do what it did to me 2 days ago when chat quit working. I'll definitely be back. I won't drop the stream. I'll just put a be right back up, back out, refresh it, and work last time. But right now, it seems like StreamYard's chat is being buggy as shit right now. What the hell's a LARPer? What the fuck? Now, Detective Juan is in ATS CDT. I've seen Detective Juan. Thank you again. Appreciate you. All right, these are from Kib Kitty. Thank you again so much, Kib Kitty. You're always out there. You're getting to be known out in this true crime community, and I appreciate your help and your links. All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna XR those with visuals now is the screen name. Swells. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Good morning, afternoon, ATS. I troll. I watched that channel for a couple days. I definitely think the call-in feature is cool as shit. But I've been spending more time in, ATS, CDT, Alex Erickson. I've been hanging out in those channels, but I did check out that channel. I like that call-in feature. That's pretty cool. It reminds me of a radio station I used to listen to in Akron all the time called WNIR, the Talk of Akron. And when I started doing this podcast, That's kind of what I wanted to do as well. I just don't have the equipment and stuff like that, or the resources. But eventually, we'll get there. Interesting is if you got. I know, and that was even a thing at the end of the show last night we were talking about, is like, you know, how parents can't see signs, how signs exist, and it's one of those things where it's like it can't happen. It's like it can't happen until it really happens to me, kind of thing. And then that's it's a lot of denial. My baby couldn't do those things, you know. But definitely, we even watched it might have been on News Nation, and they even talked like we need to have a lot more resources out there to be dealing with these mental health issues. If we had the support they needed, or had the people not discredit, discount, look past, because the signs are there. It's a different society now where, it's, just get them along. Just get them along. They can figure it out kind of crap. And it's, we definitely need more services for that stuff. I feel like if we did, there wouldn't be as many things going on. Because, it's like a fire. You know what I'm saying? It may start off with corner of a blanket, but if you don't attend to it, if you don't take care of the situation, then the whole thing could catch on fire, and before you know it, it becomes something that you can't even control. And that's exactly what these are. There's little signs, there's little teeny fires that start, and it's because people just look over or they don't acknowledge the little teeny fire, and eventually it ends up, the whole thing is on fire, and you can't do nothing at that point. And when they end up committing these crimes, that's the point where you can't do nothing because it already happened. Oh wow, so you think Jack D still did it? I feel I'm not as confident with the PCA as a lot of people. This is crazy. Is it cutting out for you guys? Because it's certainly cutting out on my end. His entire family, mom and both sisters, that's what I had heard, Josie. But then I heard somebody tell me that his dad was a garbage man and his mom was something, a school teacher or something. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought they were both, from the beginning, I had heard they were both in the medical health field, psychology. Right, Josie? Great example is Ted Bundy's mom. So they should have seen signs for sure. I mean, there has to be signs out. But we got rid of our with the advent of modern antipsychotics. Yeah, exactly. Push a pill on it. That's what it is. There's a pill for everything, right? No. You need to talk to people. Young men are stigmatized. MH issues, military, his mom helps with special ed, but his sister supposedly works in that field. You can't spot signs. You can spot signs. I mean, there's even stuff up in chat. If you read these posts, those are signs. There's always signs. It's whether we want to notice them or not. These posts, he's literally crying out for help, trying different diets, working out. He was probably self-medicating. Well, I saw there's 102 pages. I'm not saying murdering is okay. No, none of us are. But this gives a good look into his childhood and him acknowledging he had problems and was trying to get help. See what I'm saying? There's always signs. You just have to look for them. My husband is a Marine vet and he's been dealing with anxiety. He actually asked for help. His mom taught special ed and his dad was a maintenance guy at the same school. Okay, so it's the sister. Nah, I was kidding about... I was gonna say, hey, Detective Juan, we entertain everything here, whether we agree with it or not, or think it's BS or not. We definitely entertain it, but it doesn't mean that we invest in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, hey, if you felt Jack D did it, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're all entitled to our opinions. I mean, you see signs, but you only think they're weird. Well, I mean, maybe in the beginning, it might have been where we, this stuff happens so much. It happens so much. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a mother the other day because they have guns in the house. And it's in a safe and it's locked. And I was talking to this mom because 13 years, wanting more guns. But then as soon as you take the controller away, it's like spaz the fuck out, depression mode, crying, just totally freaking the fuck out. And we were talking about it, and I was like, didn't you hear about this 10-year-old, And she's like, oh shit, I left the fucking shotgun in the garage. We were shooting pumpkins. I'm like, you just never know. You gotta be careful. We see this shit happen so much. I'm not saying either one of them is potential or whatever, but I'm saying, look, you gotta make sure that you're always on top. You always gotta be on top because you just never know. Yeah, the post showed the defendant in the most favorable light I've seen so far, most sympathetic. Got a bug out for lunch. Okay, well, thank you for hopping in. Apparently, this is before the addiction issues, too, now that I'm seeing these dates. Okay. Crazy, right? He was blocking, I got the dick. Yeah, I'm not in the channel to know that much. So that's why I didn't get the joke, I guess. So I'm just like, hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get mad or tell somebody they're wrong because some of the shit that I think, I'm sure people think that I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, this is the kind of community it is. We entertain everything, whether we believe it or it's BS. I hope you like what I've edited. When is it? ATS tomorrow, right? I don't know who Detective... It's somebody in another channel. I've listened to Detective and I don't care for him either anymore. Oh, wow. I think I've only watched the show 3 times maybe, and I think I was the first time. I don't know. Dude sound, but I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I'm not in that channel that much. Yeah, no guns. I'm old and a redneck brought up to, but no gun cabinet, trigger locks. Yes, exactly. You just never know. No, I love it. I just wish that I could be in the chat more than I am just because of work, but I love listening to your shows in the morning. It's cool because ATS, I'm telling you, my coworker loves your show. He's not on YouTube, but it's so awesome because when we're at work, we're listening to your show, and it's so funny because I wish he had a YouTube. Seriously, I wish he had a YouTube because he just goes on and on and on, and he'll hear you talk about something, and all of a sudden he's throwing his opinion and this and that. It's just so, I just love it. I appreciate it. Never heard of it. Yeah, I'll definitely be there in the morning. All right, so here is the icon. The username. So I'm going to scroll over here and we'll start. Oh my gosh, come on, computer, it won't let me. All right, now we'll zoom in here. And hopefully that's big enough for you guys. Do you need me to zoom it in more? I don't know how you can do your edits and watch at the same time. That's like props to you. Seriously, because I'm going to be trying to do some editing today. I'm going to be trying to make my first YouTube short. And just with the other editing I've had to do, man, that's some work. Props to you. Done it on my... Thank you. I appreciate it, Donnie. All right. If you guys need me to zoom this in, let me know. And we'll start reading it here. Maybe that'll be good enough to... No? Maybe if I go here. What about here? Scroll over this way. That should fit the whole thing in there. What if I go one more time? Nope, that's too much. All right. So this is the first one we got here. I didn't buy the book yet. It's been rough lately. This is May 5th, 2011. Post number 82. Hidden True Crime. Give me 1 second. Let me get to their... Hold on 1 second. I got to throw their link up. To make sure I credit them properly here. Is this the YouTube channel, Hidden True? Yes, it is. Okay. I see the... So let me share their page real quick. I want to respect the source here. So this is from... These posts are from Hidden True Crime. Thank you again, Kib Kitty, for the link. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat so I can display this as we're reading through these documents, since they are the source of these documents. This is their channel. All right, we'll go back to this now. Thank you, Hidden True Crime. And thank you, Kib Kitty. I didn't buy the book yet. It's been rough lately, he says. May 15th, 2011, or May 5th, 2011. Post number 83, same date. That's the thing. A lot of us are vulnerable to snake oil salesmen because we still know next to nothing about Versus. It would be pretty easy for someone to take advantage of vulnerable people on this forum. What? Well, if you... Can I click to expand? No. Well, if you actually spell my name right, I would take this post seriously. Look at my history. You will see I posted here a while back with some similar questions that you guys came up with. I'm a VS vet. Don't even tell me I don't understand this. For one, VS seems like a false disease, so no salesman would even take this seriously. What is the VS? What is the VS referring to? Thank you, Josie. I appreciate that, because I really do try to make sure I credit in every way I can. So 2011, wherever that would put it, May 5th. Visual Snow? What the fuck? Oh, is that H or something? Or what? I don't know. Visual Snow? What the hell is that? I never heard of that before. Incorrect spelling is not good enough. He brings up good points. You avoid everything he says simply because he missed one letter of your internet forum alias. Raises more suspicion that he might be correct. Wow. So this is somebody else. My gosh. Just because he misspelled? Visual snow is virtual migraines. Your vision is pixelated. Let me see here. We can figure out his birthday and date. He's not inaccurate. It's not. Come on, guys. It's a visual phenomenon associated with other disorders. Basically, your vision is snowy. Oh, okay. Thank you guys for the help with that. I never heard of it. This is all about... I really believe in this diet, but I sparked the interest in many people so much for Omega to even post a thread about the Candida diet. So I guess I'm not failing my purpose. My friend's uncle has given me the diet list soon. It's just been busy. I work too, The diet is specific and you can eat certain fruits only. So I will help you guys out. Oh, okay. So this has to do with his weight. Is this when he was when he was heavier? I really believe so. This person XR wrote, which is BK. I really believe in this diet. Okay, we just read that. You sparked people's interest because you said you knew the cure, not because you came up with something so brilliant. If you had the title, say, a diet that might help, you would have gotten very little interest. The only reason you got this interest is because you lied. You lied that you knew the cause and cure and have not delivered anything. I am being harsh, but this thread is absolutely ridiculous. This is going nowhere. Nothing positive is coming from this only argument. Can moderators please close this? What did we miss in the previous pictures then? Post-81 and before. And then BK wrote, I even said in my previous thread that this is possible. Something is inflaming them. I know what it is, but I'm not gonna dare post it here. Related discussions. I really believe in this diet, but I sparked the interest in many. Okay, this is the same thing. May 12th, 2011. I have a feeling that this is going to take like 2 hours to go through. Candida. Okay, that's a real word. Snowboarding in Florida. Wink, wink. There's also medication that is prescribed for migraine users that can cause sudden weight loss and brain issues. Oh my gosh, and I have a lot of migraines too, and I just don't take medication really. I don't know, I'm just not that. I think he had lost the weight at this point. He does. Yeah, that's true, Detective One. It does look like he lost his weight already. So what's the whole... He went totally one hit and said, fuck carbs, meat. He's pretty strong-willed. Right? I mean, I tried Atkins for a very short period of time, probably 20 years ago, and man, that shit is tough. Oh my gosh, that's tough. I can imagine the Atkins stuff, but yeah, you got to be strong-willed, definitely OCD to be able to. But where what I'm wondering is where did the extent of it get to where he didn't eat food off of other people's plates that were already washed? I don't think he was there right now. I think it got there, and that's why I'm wondering if his research is what made him so specifically like, I'm not eating off the same plate or bowl that was washed 50 million times since it had a piece of ham on it on Thanksgiving. The drastic. 6. What? I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I get migraines also, as do my children. Yeah, I don't either. I try to. Yeah, I do. Pharmaceuticals. I never tried natural essential oils. Interesting. I should check into that. Usually when I get a migraine, I just go to bed. Because I know when it's coming. And it don't matter if it's 2 in the afternoon. I feel that thing coming. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep before that thing hits me, and then I wake up, and then usually I'm okay. There's sometimes I wake up and it's still there a little bit, but usually I'm pretty good. Yeah, that's my trick to it. About control. Exactly, Christy B. Control. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should go into this tonight because I don't think I'm going to be able to do any of the other stuff if I go through this thing right now. It seems like it's going to take an hour. We already dove into it for about 25 minutes already, and we're on 50102. Trying to make a connection between me having been on a plate and his visual. I wonder how bad the visual. That's crazy. That's what I was thinking, Josie. It was about the self-esteem, you know? Wow, no kidding, Allison. Huh. I know somebody that uses those. I never have. That's interesting. I know it is. It's a ton. Yeah, I'm probably going to go through this in tonight's show. This is quite a bit. It's a lot of pages. I didn't realize people make weed seem like it's going to make you go haywire. It's all good. Nothing really happens. It's all in your head. I smoked every day for 6 years. I'm 21 now. You're good, bro. Take it from someone who smoked cannabis and used other drugs in there throughout their teens. Drugs and teenagers don't mix. I could barely look at light. I felt like a film over my vision, and it got sensitive to light. It's like the film made stuff fade out, but not completely ever. It also looked like to be whitish shaded circle in my vision, outlining the light that I saw. This is still going on now, sort of. Sounds like a halo effect, just very exaggerated. This almost sounds closer to a transient migraine aura or a process similar affecting the optic. Oh my God. As I try to think of my childhood, I become upset and into a depressed state. Dude, you kind of need to test your brain. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? What the fuck? Whoa. Stuck in the depths of my mind where I constantly have to battle my demons. Am I here or am I fake? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back to reality? I try to remember where I originated from, but I can't. I barely remember my childhood. I often fear being 80 years old alone and having faint memories of my parents, everything I missed out on. I think about my father, what a good man he is, how I treat him like dirt because I have this condition and I can't take it. I might spiral out of control and lose myself in the void. I can't let it all go. All of these regrets I predict for my future self, all of these thoughts of remorse. I got this when I was in my stage of discovery. Now I look in the mirror and I see this sickly, tired, useless, and stupid man in the mirror. I remember when I was 15, I would wander alone at 2 a.m. Everything was so energetic. Nowhere felt like home. I saw things that were not there, a different reality. I felt eerie and alone. I died during those nights. I felt like a criminal, but where was my record? I can't talk without flinching now. I used to be blonde-haired boy with blue eyes, and in a few years I have darker hair and darker eyes, half the body. Where did I leave off? I try to sleep, I try to clear my head, but the pressure won't go away. The pain and the depression won't leave. Being me is this horrible disease that I was given. I think of this as a succumb to sleep, but I see a large intensity, a black, yellow, white fuzz that makes my mind fizzle, and I can barely keep in the bounds of reality. It is as if the ringing in my ears and the fuzz in my vision is simply all of the demons in my head mocking me. I fall asleep, but I wake up quickly to bloody screams. To relate to me, everyone looks down upon me. No one can relate. As I try to read, suddenly my eyes look right through the words. When I look up, I see blue dots near the center of my vision. When I feel slightly calm, it gets hard to breathe. I see bright dots in my vision. Nothing I do is enjoyable. Holy fuck. Yeah, for real, Allison. He was self-aware, didn't get help, had no immediate support system. That's exactly right. A, B, C, and D. Yeah, that sounds awesome. You should do it. Seriously, that'd be cool. Sad he didn't speak to it. Right. He just reached out for... Man. But it's hard to admit. I mean, dude saying a lot of... he knows. Oh, you do? Put the link up in the chat, Allison. Shoot. That would be neat. Yeah, exactly, Josie. Yeah. That's just... Yeah, I know. When we watched the court appearance, that's what we noticed was the jaw, the swallows, the blinks. Yeah, it was definitely telling. Wow. This is yeah, man. I don't know what to do. Cuz see, if I save this for tonight, then this is basically what tonight's show's going to be about. So maybe this afternoon I'll do the read through of this. I'll have my night show. If I can get into the stuff in tonight's show that I was going to get into this afternoon, then I'll try and do that. And if I can't get to it tonight, I'm just going to have to, because this is a whole show right here. These posts, there's just no way around it. And I will need to try and do a short, and I need to try and do a headlight video. So I might have to do that tonight, because I feel if I save this for tonight, then there ain't going to be a show. This is going to be the show. So I might as well just make the show now. Since I'm here, since we're already reading it, might as well just do it now. So I'm just going to go ahead and start from the beginning. We only went through a couple messages in the beginning. And I'll just read the whole damn thing. We'll just go through the whole damn thing. So I'm wondering why is it start off with Post.82? Now, when I go directly to these messages right here, it's like there was a lot of other stuff that was already written there, like especially this comment right here. This is going nowhere. You lied, this and this. Can moderators please close this? Nothing positive is coming from this, only argument. So why are we only getting from 82 and on? Does anybody know that? That could be too, the pain. It is. It is a stigma. Because usually we're the ones that are like, nah, we don't need to go to the doctor. We don't, we'll take care of it ourselves. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's not in my medical performance. You can clearly see why he looked to the internet for help, and it seemed once some things helped, he went pretty OCD on it, i.e. vegan. No, don't worry. I didn't realize that. I was like, damn. But everybody was talking about it in chat when we first got in. I'm like, fuck it. I'll check it out. I was like, I'll check it out real quick. Then I'll go ahead and get to the other stuff. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. Screw it. We'll go through it. It's the 1 hour mark of the stream. So if somebody wants to go through this from the very beginning and skip all the other chat, they can just go to the 1 hour mark. I'll just put that in the description. Full read through, 1 hour mark. But yeah, I'm wondering why May 5th, 2011, number 82. I wonder why we didn't get 81 and above. Especially with what this person wrote right here. So, I didn't buy the book, yet it's been rough lately. And then somebody wrote, Byron wrote, that's the thing, a lot of us are vulnerable to snake oil salesmen because we still know next to nothing about VS. It would be pretty easy for someone to take advantage of vulnerable people on this forum. So that's what he wrote prior. Well, somebody else wrote this, right? And he wrote, well, if you were to actually spell my name right, I would take this post seriously. Look at my history. You will see I posted here a while back with some similar questions that you guys came up with. I'm a VS vet. Okay, who... All right, I'm not familiar with this. So who wrote this? Like somebody else? Him? I'm not... Because his name is misspelled, but I didn't know he's a vet. Don't tell me VS seems like a false disease. They must be referring to previous chat that we don't have access to. Maybe it's conversations from before. Yeah, let me, here, hold on. Let me copy that real quick. I gotta wait for my YouTube chat to catch up here. Definitely save your link there too. Thank you, Allison. Yeah, I'll start putting your channel up there. It would be cool to do the some oil stuff. Okay, so there's that. We'll go ahead and save that in my text document there. Yeah, thank you, Allison. Needed to feel real along the same lines. You cut themselves, you killed to feel himself. You don't need it. No, we're going to. We're going to read the whole thing, Kip Kitty. Is his visual issue. He's saying he's a seasoned person to the... Okay. It's just hard for me to know who's typing it when there's no... It's just a date. So maybe... Okay. So the reason that there's no name here is because it's actually his post from his phone then, I suppose, right? Okay, I was going to say, because I knew that there's like military stuff tied together with the ROTC and all that stuff that ATS brought us. Okay, incorrect spelling is not good enough. He brings up good points. You avoiding everything he says simply because he missed one letter of your internet forum alias raises more suspicion than he might be correct. I really believe in this diet, but I sparked the interest in many people. He says so much for Omega to even post a thread about the Candida. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Candida diet. So I guess I'm not failing my purpose. My friend's uncle is giving me the diet list soon. It's just been busy, so his friend's uncle is a vegan as well. I wonder what his association is to all this. I work too, you know. The diet is specific and you can eat certain foods only, so I will help you guys out. I am getting the information. And then, let me see, XR wrote, so that's what they just wrote. You sparked people's interest. So somebody else, so this is a response to that message. You sparked people's interest because you said you knew the cure, not because you came up with something so brilliant. If you had the title, say a diet, that might help. You would have gotten very little interest. The only reason you got this interest is because you lied. You lied that you knew the cause and cure and have not delivered anything. I am being harsh, but this thread is absolutely ridiculous. I wonder why it doesn't say who wrote that. This is going nowhere. Nothing positive is coming from this. Only argument. Moderators, please close this. Would they even close that, though, also? I mean, I guess we'd have to see what they wrote before. Let me look at this. Oh, message boards show the poster first. Ah, okay. Candida. It's floral. It's flora in your gut. I don't know nothing about it. I don't even know what that is. Oh, okay. Thank you, Josie. I appreciate that. Thank you. I had no idea what it is. I'm like, what? I even said in my previous thread that this is possible. Something is inflaming them. I know what it is, but I'm not going to dare post it here. Why not? I really believe in this diet, but I sparked the interest in many people so much for Omega to even post a thread about the Candida diet, so I guess I'm not failing my purpose. We already read that part. You sparked. What the heck? Oh, yeah, the same page. I forgot. So, I always feel as if I am not there, completely depersonalized. Mentally, I experience fog, lack of compression at sometimes. Feel like my life is a movie, depersonalization, depression, no interest in activity, constant thoughts of suicide, crazy thoughts, delusion of grandeur, anxiety, poor self-image, poor social skills, no emotion. I feel like nothing has a point to it. When I get home, I am mean to my family. This started when VS did. I feel no emotion, and along with depersonalization, I can say and do whatever I want with little remorse. Everyone hates me pretty much. I am an asshole. I can say and do whatever I want with little remorse. You are most definitely not the only one. I used to feel like this to the point of nearly taking drastic measures, which I am so happy I didn't. So that must mean self-harm. In life, there are ups and downs, not just with this condition. With having this condition, you have more downs than normal and are harder to cope with these symptoms. But in my experience, a lot of others, after a while, you find coping mechanisms. It isn't something that happens overnight. My progress is like evaluating my Palinopecia is the least of my worries. I'm sorry if I butcher all these. Topiramate, Topiramate, Topomax. Before it just made me insane. I broke my table for no reason. Seriously, I never really cared about after images since I had developed them at age 9 and they got intense. At age 9. At age 9. Well, Christy B, I think these posts are from... He could have when he was an adult, yes. Before these crimes took place. But this kid is 15 to 17 years old, so he is a little kid at this point when he is writing these posts. This is May 14th. What? Okay, so if somebody knows his date of birth, what is his exact age because these are all May 2011. So can somebody actually put in chat what his actual age is at the time of these posts, because I think that would help out a lot too. Hi Neuro Girl, do you still post on any sites? I would like to discuss my story as it mirrors yours pretty well. Hi Neuro Girl, so this is 3 days later. Hi Neuro Girl, great info. It's a good clue to hold on to, and I agree. Several years ago, Easy Board provided much needed comfort and reassurance. However, as of late, there seems to be a lot of depressed people that need to validate themselves by refuting every point. So he was getting help on a chat board, but then it became overwhelming for him. My advice, just browse by and if anything looks like it could be of interest, only read those threads. Also, I think disclosing one's age should be required. Otherwise, you may find yourself being influenced by a 20-year-old and feeling crappy by their posts. I mean, that's a good idea, right? Ginkgo biloba worked for me a little. I actually came up with a theory all by myself that it was blood flow related, and apparently a lot of you did too. Inflammatory soon. Oh shoot. Let me Hidden true crime. Okay, so he's 28 now, and yeah, nobody excuses the adult behavior, that's for sure. He's 28 now. He would be 16 posting these. Thank you for that, Josie. I appreciate that. And again, this is Hidden True Crime. Thank you again to them for creating. Have depersonalization to my extent, but it is. I will do happiness and do what makes me happy. I will not pursue happiness and do what makes me happy. XR, no, you are not alone. I have had all your symptoms and currently still have 24/7. The fog, and then all of these symptoms here, lack of compression at some times. Oh, he basically copied and pasted. If you're worried about the VS, it will get worse, and even if it does get better, I say no, it makes it worse. What? People make weed seem like it's gonna make you go haywire. It's all good, nothing really happens, it's all in your head. I've smoked every day for 6 years. I'm 21 now. You're good, bro. Take it from someone who smoked cannabis and used other drugs in there throughout their teens. Drugs and teenagers don't mix. My pupils were going crazy. I could barely look at the light. I felt like a film over my vision, and it got sensitive to light. It's like the film made stuff fade out, but not completely. Ever happened to you guys? It also looked to be like a whitish shaded circle in my vision, outlining the light that I saw in my vision, ? This is still going on now, sort of, ? Sounds like a halo effect, just very exaggerated. This almost sounds closer to a transient migraine aura or a process similar affecting the optic chiasm occipital gray matter. Sorry, guys. I don't think this has anything to do with the physical film over your eyes. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know these fucking abbreviations. I have had similar happen, but on a regular basis, and I don't believe as acute as what you described. I do have unstable pupillary reflex, which you see this happen in those with this. It is generally caused by low aldosterone and related to adrenal fatigue, which is another theory that could be investigated with V. It sounds like you are on mind-altering medication. Need help? I was on Topomax. I did crazy shit that I should have died from. Whoa. Need help? Have you ever thought about making a post detailing all the tests and therapies you've tried and what the results were? I think it'd be both oh yeah, and it would be helpful, right? Let me go to chat real quick. Only needed attention. He wasn't sinking it. He had physical problems manifesting. He had a lot of vision problems. He describes it, but he is also a lot of different views on this. I'm trying to take all this in right here. This is a lot. I think a thread that is stickied with every treatment, supplement, drug therapy everyone has tried, a locked thread with subcategories: positive, negative, neutral, no effect. Maybe not in this format, just off the that is a good idea, probably a better way to go about it, but I think it would benefit us. It would also show the lengths people have gone to and all the different things people have done. It would need to be done in a well-structured way, though. On one page, locked, otherwise it would just go to shit, simple and sweet. I always see new threads about treatments, and a lot of people don't use the search function, so a thread like this could be very valuable. It could save people money on treatments that may not work and just save time in general. I mean, yeah, it would save a lot of information from being scattered all through the forums, and if it was simple, it would be beneficial to new members also looking for treatments. I know we have things that have helped in such threads, but this sounds like a more solid idea. It's not just things that have benefited, but it is everything. Just a thought, though. Anyone thinks this is a good idea, let me know, and I will start a new thread on a discussion about it. Otherwise, I will just let it die. I mean, dude, with everything that's there, it sounded like it would have been a good thread, right? Not just do it. I am pledging loyalty to the site. It has helped me amazingly. Yep, this site is great. Probably one of the very few sites where I've felt at home. Truly, it's definitely helped me in many different ways. Ian, glad you are still here and doing better. Okay, you will be back to normal. You just used ginkgo too much. 400 mils could be too much for you. Medicine seems to go back and forth on the benefits of ginkgo. Seems the circulation improvement is consistent. I have some, but don't take it regularly. I'm trying to keep my supplements to a minimum at this time. Let us know how things go over the next few weeks to months of consistent use. How come when I get a head rush, my VS gets silver and worse by a lot? We can talk to a specialist about this. I believe VS to have something to do with disturbance in the body that causes these weird blood issues. I feel blank and so generic. I can barely remember my eventful childhood. As I try to think of my childhood, I become upset and into a depressed state. Go back to chat here real quick. He wasn't as smart at 16, looking for internet answers. Plus, I mean, socially awkward too. So you're not going to have a lot of the experiences or failures or smarts that you would as somebody that's not socially awkward, because you're not put in those positions as much because of the social awkwardness. Sounds like he has a fear of success. Yeah. Like what he wrote a minute ago, about the thread stuff. I mean, that would have been a great idea for people to come into the thread, see what worked, see what didn't, save money, maybe see what their best approach was without trying a whole bunch of different stuff that could even cause more harm to their organs. But then, you guys let me know if I should make this thread, even though it sounds awesome. You let me know if I should make this thread, and then if not, I'll just let it die. And it's like, why? He just couldn't talk to his parents. I'm glad. Maybe he tried, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he tried to talk to his parents and they were so involved in their other stuff. Maybe he did reach out to them and they didn't help him, and they didn't help him find resources. There's a lot of kids out there that, even when I was in school, a lot of kids going through stuff. They didn't have parents that were there for them like that. And it was honestly the school was the one that actually got them set up with the help and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? It could have been like that. Maybe he did try and reach out. Maybe because he wasn't getting help from his parents, that's why he reached out on message boards. I assume he probably reached out on message boards first because he probably didn't want his parents to know. But I can't see him not going to his parents about the VS. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get not going to your parents about depression or something because, when you're that age, it's, you think that you can do it all on your own and all that stuff, right? But he had to have gone to his parents about the VS, right? I mean, that's like medical shit. Like, Dad, I don't feel good. I have you have something you need to go talk to the doctor about. And maybe his parents just didn't understand the connections. I don't know. I remember telling my mom I was tripping balls at his age. My mom, right? Go to your room and stare at the ceiling. I told my parents. Go to your room and stare at the ceiling. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You didn't even have cell phones, probably, you know? Who knows? All right, we'll get back to this here. So, dude, you kind of need to test your brain, is what I find to be fairly effective. You'll still be subpar in a lot of general categories, but just try to study in a subject you really don't know or not particularly good at. I find it helps when your brain is forced to try and understand something you're not good at. Seems to activate a lot of feelings and former thoughts that can easily be lost by, say, the blizzard of visual snow we experience. That's about all I can say as far as more feeling and memory, besides just landing on that day of the year pretty much where I feel normal and don't have to deal with all this bullshit. Sorry, feel the way most of the time. That's just crazy, the emoji there. Zythros, I just went into the admin panel and changed what made the little guy with the knife through his head. Somehow it was set to show that emoticon every time someone typed in I changed it to. Hopefully it will work. Edit, damn it, no luck. Maybe it takes a few minutes to update. Huh. Okay, where did this come from? Okay, so we already read that. Or where is this connected? Where is the beginning of this then? We had beepers. Yep. Hold on, we gotta go to a payphone real quick. His ego is in the way. Oh, so he was a mod on the board. I didn't know that. Where's the beginning of this? I don't understand that. What am I missing here? Because there's something. Damn, come on. Is that a continuation of this? I don't understand. All right, we'll go ahead and just read this again. So whatever, maybe it's a continuation of that. I don't think it is, but I don't know where it's connected to here. I'm not understanding that. Damaged. It's like I have severe brain damage. I am stuck in the depths of my mind where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here? Am I fate? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What do you think he's experiencing right here when it comes to these screams and himself slipping away and battling demons? What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back to reality? I try to remember where I originated from, but I can't. I barely remember my childhood. I often fear being 80 years old alone and having... I think about my father, what a good man he is, how I treat him like dirt because I have this condition and I can't take it. I might spiral out of control and lose myself in the void. I can't let it all go. All of these regrets I predict for my future self. All of these thoughts or remorse, I got this when I was in my stage of discovery. I wonder when that was. I look in the mirror and I see this sticky, tired, useless, and stupid man. In the mirror, he's a complete race. He doesn't even deserve to live. I remember when I was 15, which was only a year ago, I would wander alone at 2 a.m. Everything was so generic. Nowhere felt like home. I saw things that were not there, a different reality. I felt eerie and alone. I died during those nights. It's interesting. That's the kind of description. I died during those nights. I felt like a criminal, but where was my record? I can't talk without flinching now. I used to be this healthy blonde-haired boy with blue eyes, and then try to sleep, I try to clear my head, but the pressure won't go away. The pain and depression won't leave. Being me is this horrible disease that I was given. Being him is the horrible disease he was given. I think of this as I succumb to sleep, but I see a large intensity of black, yellow, white fuzz. It makes my mind fizz, barely keep in the bounds of reality. It is as if the ringing in my ears and vision is simply all of the demons in my head mocking me. I fall asleep, but I wake up quickly to bloody screams. Is any of this here? Am I brain damaged? No. Then why am I like this? I have these thoughts all in my head. I search for someone to relate to me. Everyone looks down upon me. No one can relate. As I try to read, suddenly my eyes look right through the words. When I look up, I see blue dots near the center of my vision. When I feel slightly calm, it gets hard to breathe, and I see bright dots in my vision. Nothing I do is enjoyable. I am blank. I have no opinion. I have no emotion. I have nothing. Can you relate? Question mark. There is a past me that relates very strongly to what you're saying. The feelings of being punished without having committed any crime were some of the hardest emotions to come to grips with, because basically it is true. You are being forced to take one very extensive look at your innermost petty ugliness, and if the ride you're on is anything like the gauntlet I was subjected to, then unfortunately you will be forced to stare into that void until you find the chutzpah to do that one very thing that feels more terrifying than living in a walking nightmare. You said it yourself. I am stuck in the depths of my mind where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here? Am I fake? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back to reality? I stopped running from it. I stopped fighting it. I turned around and jumped down its throat. Whoa. Let me go to chat real quick. Sorry I'm late to the chat. What's BS more or less, Christy B? Detective Juan, pre-tech was the best childhood. Pre-tech, there was no pressure, even teenage pressure. Right. Yeah, there's a lot more pressure these days. I don't think he's... I mean, it does seem... it seems like very creative imagination when it comes to the words. Like, some of the things that are said, like, you know, I feel like I'm a criminal, but where's my record? Things like that. It's just like, huh. It makes you wonder if he wrote poetry. I wonder if he wrote poetry during these years. Does anybody know that? I don't know. I read some of these things that he types, and I'm just like, it makes me wonder if he wrote poetry as a child. Even no one online knows he is. Yep, he's anonymous. And that could be too. It's about reactions. What was his gain here? He wasn't getting sympathy. I think it seems like he's really trying to reach out. He had a messed up, skewed view of stuff. He was going through a condition, and it seems like he was reaching out to help. And maybe some of the crazy shit is because of the other things that he's talking about that he's dealing with. You know, the voices, the demons. So you're getting somebody that's reaching out for help, but somebody that's also sick. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting both aspects of the person. Somebody that is sick, but also at the same time reaching out for help. The way he's describing the stuff that he's experiencing, it really does seem like he's either reaching out or he is talking about things for somebody to ask him if they can help him. It could be that kind of thing too. My ego is so big. I know something's wrong with me. It was so big to specifically ask somebody for help that I need. So maybe if I post my somebody will come out of the woodwork and say, "Hey, can I help you?" It could be that as well. No, I mean that's what it seems like. But then again, I can see going to message boards first because you don't want your parents to know that you're depressed and all this other stuff. But when it comes to the VS, the medical stuff, I don't see why he wouldn't have reached out to his parents about that. I'm wondering if the dude wrote poetry. I wonder if there's poetry out there that this dude's written during these years, because it sounds to me like there could be some kind of poetry out there with what he wrote. Just thank you again, Kid Kitty, for this. I appreciate it. All right, I have had this horrible depersonalization go in my life for almost 2 years. So that would be when 14. I often find myself making simple human interactions, but it is as if playing games such as Oblivion. I can see what's going on. I'm slightly into it, and pause the game and focus on my real life. It just makes me feel like there's poetry out there. In this case, my life is the game, and my old self can be reached out by pausing the game, but how? I often think of things that humans do, things I have done my whole life. I feel like an organic sack of meat with no self-worth. An organic sack of meat, that's interesting. As I am starting to view everyone as this, everything I have ever done makes no sense. How did things get this way? How am I wearing this shirt? And who decided that humans shall wear shirts like this? Are we all just advanced animals with possession? Or is there more that I can't see? It just makes me feel like this dude wrote poetry. I can't connect. I view everything as if I would if I was playing Oblivion, pointless and full of nothing, out of reality. I am moving out of my house. My last holidays were already lived, but where was I? As my man, this dude has to have poetry out there. As my family group hugs and celebrates, I am stuck in this void of nothing, feeling completely no emotion, feeling nothing. I feel dirty, like there is dirt inside of my head, my mind. I am always dizzy and confused. I feel no self-worth. I am intelligent, but I feel the opposite. I say things I don't mean. The last holiday in my house, the house I grew up in, the house I once contributed to, the house I once felt at home in, is past. As I hug my family, I look into their faces. I see nothing. It is like I am looking at a video game, but less. I feel less than mentally damaged. It is like I have severe brain damage. I am stuck in the depths of my mind where I have to constantly battle my demons. Am I here or am I fake? I feel myself slipping away. I hear screams faintly, but I constantly battle away from it. What if I let go? Where would I be? Would I ever come back to reality? I try to remember where I originated from, but I can't. I barely remember my childhood. I have to... Okay, so we read this already. Okay, we read that. It is a very rare condition caused by the medicine. It is unrelated to the visual snow, though? Question mark. Let me go back to chat here real quick. Yeah, they sure as hell are behind him now, aren't they? If he did, you're gonna get telltale heart type poetry. I'm just... Oh my gosh. I'm just wondering, like, I'm sorry, but a lot of this stuff that I'm reading in the words and how they're put and the description, like organic meat, right? Like, you could have just said meat, but you went organic. A lot of these things that he's typing, I just, man, there's gotta be poetry out there. There has to be. Because I know when I was going through some depression when I was a teenager, one of the things that helped me was poetry. I, to help with it because I wasn't reaching out. I wasn't seeking help. I wasn't, and I knew I was depressed. I knew I was thinking crazy shit. I knew that the shit that I was thinking wasn't right, but I, at the same time, didn't reach out for help either. I didn't go to parents. I didn't reach out for help. I didn't go to people. I myself thought that I could handle it on my own, right? And one of the ways that I did was writing poetry. I wasn't talking to anybody, but I was talking to a notepad. And so I was able to not only express my emotions that I was feeling on the inside, but also while I was expressing my emotions on a notepad, I was also trying to express them and put them in a format that would go with poetry. So that way, not only I was putting the words of my feelings to go with poetry, so that way it had some type of effort and work put into it, so therefore I could get the reward feeling even if nobody read it, because I took the time to make sure that it was a piece of art, and so therefore I had to get the self-satisfaction from that, which did help. So when I'm reading these posts, it just makes me feel like this dude had also written some poetry. Yeah, if he was an adult writing this stuff, then yeah. But this is when he was 16. Yeah, Josie, this is when he was 16. And honestly, I didn't have the voices and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was in a depression around the same age. And I didn't reach out for help either. Now, if there would have been message boards, I probably would have reached out on a message board. But I didn't reach out. And when you're 16 years old compared to 28, it's a completely different mental aspect, view, experience, outlook, even just the mental maturity from 16 to 28. Humongous difference. And Google, you got to be careful when you Google. Google doesn't always tell you the truth. We think he's super smart, right, Pam? We think, but we don't really know. Yeah, a 16. Right, you are vulnerable when you know, you are vulnerable. He did the same thing for what? I'm not sure what you. Who is he trying to control though? And I don't think he's trying to control anybody. I don't see control. I don't see where he's trying to control anybody. I see somebody that is having these experiences and he's having conversations with people that can relate to those. But he's very depressed. So there's a mixture of trying to reach out on a message board, explain your experiences, but at the same time you're getting a damaged, depressed person typing in the same paragraphs. He's an assistant teacher and so on. He gives a shit about it. He wants things to be. You can't control it, even if he's trying to. Yeah, you can't control a message board. But like I just said, to me, it feels like he's reaching out with his experiences, asking people for what their experiences are. But at the same time, in the same paragraph, you have somebody that's reaching out, trying to share, but then mixed in, with a very depressed mental state. So you're going to get a mixture of those things. I went from 2015, 2020 to 2020, 2025, maybe even worse now. Does VS degenerate your vision? Degenerate. I randomly got this increase in VS. Then I felt like this pressure was released in the circumstances that I am in light. My VS is not even there, and it is less visible on a plain wall. Wow, that's pretty cool. To what do you attribute this to? I started treatment for hypothyroidism, and I am also exercising very heavily and eating a lot of very good stuff. So I started treatment for Okay. This has helped reduce my VS too. Well, this and the St. John wort I take for mood, ashwagandha root extract for anxiety, plus. Whoa. XR, were you diagnosed with abnormal thyroid? So it sounds to me like he was doing a lot of self-medicating. And maybe because he was doing Google searches on trying to get self-medication, he's taking shit that he probably isn't even supposed to because he's going to Google instead of a doctor. That's what I'm saying. You can't trust Google 100%. I had somebody tell me how I needed a jump for my car one time, right? They went to fucking Google to look up how to jump a vehicle, was completely doing it the wrong way, and I'm like, dude, that's not how you jump a fucking car. Well, this is what it says right here. That's not how you jump a fucking car. I stood there for a half an hour letting him do what Google told him to do to jump a fucking car because it was his vehicle and he was giving me a jump, right? So I'm like, all right, bro, I'll sit back for a fucking half an hour and let you do your dumb shit, and then we'll find out that it don't work. We sat back for a half an hour. The shit did not work. I said, okay, now let's do it my way. We did it my way, which wasn't on Google. And boom, 30 seconds, my car fucking started. You can't trust everything on Google. Seriously, people. Sometimes when we move from a sitting position to a standing one, our VS turns really bright and intense in comparison to the usual. Today I got up and it got so bad that I almost fell and my heart pounded intensely. I couldn't see for that 0.8 seconds completely. Wow, he fell. Yes, that happened to me. Yep, I have vasovagal syndrome, but they are virtually the same as head rushes, which are normal, just less frequent and more brief than the head rushes I get. I haven't tried it yet, honestly. Don't think I can do it. But when I was on a little 5-day trial period, some issues did go away, but that could be because I stopped drinking coffee. And honestly, from not drinking coffee? So he was drinking coffee at 16? And honestly, 21st level, you are a troll in every way. You are just upset about your personal issues and have to be a complete jerk to everyone who looks for hope. Go away. So he's asking people to leave because he's trying to put up posts about trying to get help. I mean, that's what I'm getting from this so far. Asking for help, putting the issues and experiences out there, but at the same time, you're getting words in the same paragraph from a person that is very depressed. So you get, the stuff that he's probably saying to his parents is the stuff that he's spewing out on these message boards too. Psychologically, it's very clear what he's doing. I studied psychology in school, and I'm just coming away that he is putting his experiences on a message board, asking people for help, what their experiences are. trying to share those experiences, but you get that damaged, depressed person posting words in the same paragraph. But yeah, we have to remember, everybody, this is when he was 16. We're not talking 28 Koberger. We're talking 16 Koberger. They're a complete difference. Mental, decision-making, life experiences, maturity. There's a reason why 28-year-olds ain't even allowed to date 16-year-olds. The mental difference is huge. We have to understand this, everybody. We are talking about a 16-year-old right now that is posting his feelings, his experiences, and stuff that he's going through. And I agree about the poetry. I wrote a lot of poetry when I was, yeah, exactly. Maybe he showed signs in his parent. And you know what? And honestly, like, maybe my family didn't notice I was depressed at that age either. You know, I didn't reach out to them. I didn't reach out because of my ego. I didn't reach out to school. I didn't reach out to parents. I didn't reach out to friends. I didn't reach out to anybody. I reached out with a pen and a paper and structured my words in poetry, and that's who I talked to, because I wasn't comfortable talking or reaching out to anybody. I needed to talk to somebody, and so that notepad was who I was talking to. Searching for help. Imagine what. Yeah, I know. Imagine if he was. Who knows? To not have parents, true love. And you know what? Maybe they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? When you're depressed, you hide shit a lot too. So maybe they just didn't know. But I just can't, with the VS stuff that these medical things that he's bringing up in the message board here, these real medical issues that other people are experiencing too. I don't see why he wouldn't have went to them about that. So I'm confused why he's trying different remedies that maybe are just from Google. Right, when you're that age, you're exactly right, Pam. When you're that age, for most kids, you know, and you're feeling rejected and you're feeling depressed, and you know, you do feel like that. I definitely felt like that when I was that age and I was depressed. I really did. I mean, I know, I understand being that teenager that's depressed. I understand it. I don't think there was anything I couldn't, and I was, wow, out of 6. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let me go back to this. Let me throw up the source again. Thank you, Hidden True Crime, again. We're on 24 or 102. Let me see. Those I have, since they were absent. Okay, we watched that, or reread that. In all honesty, okay, in all honesty, I understand people getting annoyed over users getting ahead of themselves and proclaiming that I found the cure. It's been done before. We've been suggested. Hasn't made the VS go away for most who tried it, but the looks of it, there is no known cure and no firmly medically established cause yet either. And what may help one may not help another. In the light of all of this, breathing an annoyed sign at yet another self-proclaimed. Okay, so the reason that the hate is coming to this dude's post is because he posted that a self-cure of VS. So that's where a lot of this hate's getting from, which, I mean, really, you shouldn't title it that way. It should be like what they explained in one of the posts we read earlier, you know, the pros, the cons, you know, experiences and such. I got over that cold weeks ago, but the cough still hasn't gotten any better. Annoying that I guess it takes a while to get all the slime out. Yeah, it seems that visual snow actually assimilates to the new things that occur. You just have to train your body to be used to physical pressure, and you'll never see this again when you cough. Oh, so it's with blood flow. It seems that visual snow I went crazy on Topamax. I also took both, neither helped. There are some old posts on here of how each affected my vision. It's shifting visual stuff, but not for an overall positive. Quick story on other side effects. Topamax made me extremely stupid, seriously stupid, very bad. The sodium valproate made me lethargic, slow, and fat. I gained like 40 pounds. I tried both to lessen the massive migraines I was having daily. Neither really worked well enough to justify the ridiculous side effects. That said, both drugs are described in the literature as clearing up persistent migraine in a very limited number of cases. Hadn't worked for anyone I know. So did he gain the weight from this medication first? Did he gain the weight from the medication and then tried going to other routes because of the side effects? And then that's what made him go crazy on the diet, because it was either the medication or I try and find other options that aren't as effective, so therefore I have to make sure. Or did he keep taking the medicine and then do the diet so that he counteracted the side effect of gaining weight? I have just accepted my visual snow finally. I don't even feel the need to stay away from the forum. It doesn't scare me anymore. Anyone else come to terms? I feel like coming to terms, but could be a bad thing now. This is the next year later. I am slowly coming to terms with what I have at the moment, but I am still new to it. It seems to be getting worse, and I get a new strange visual every week, and then the worry and panic starts all over again. This dude is just totally reaching out. Those with visual snow is right there. It's not fucked up in the head or something. Even in the dude's screen name, visual snow. All right, let me go to chat real quick. Sorry, I have to keep bouncing back and forth. I don't think there was anything I couldn't tell my mom. Let's see, even if his parents weren't there for him at that point, school resources, etc. Post-Columbine. Exactly, Josie. Post-Columbine. And we're talking Columbine that happened, 1999? April 20th, 1999? And it's fucking 2023. So we had 24 years almost, a couple months away from 24 years of being aware, being more aware of how we need to be there for the children when it comes to their mentals. And this is how far we've came. It's sad, but we also don't know anything. No, we don't. That's why I'm saying it. He could have reached out for him. I could see him not reaching out. I could see them seeing signs. I could see them not seeing signs. That's why it's just perception here. If once stuff is confirmed, it's confirmed. Other than that, we're all perception. We look at all different aspects, all different views, all different ideas, whether we think they're real or not. That's part of the beautiful part of the brain stew that we have. I think that'll be interesting at trial, and it will be interesting. The help in this country does suck. They label you become an outcast. It does have to get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been 24 years almost since Columbine, and this is how far we've gotten. And hell, if you look at last year, look at how many mass shootings took place last year. Hell, we just had a kid 6 years old shoot his damn teacher last week. A 6-year-old. A fucking 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. The mom's also against the death penalty. Talked about Ted. Yeah. Sympathize. Yeah. We saw that post. You can see he's playing God or a better doctor. I don't feel he's playing God in here. I feel like, and if that's what you're referring to, Christy B, I feel like he's really reaching out. I feel like he's reaching out. If you remember the one friend's video account, he mentioned visual migraines, and then he called him out on headaches, and BK said, "You're a horrible friend." So it video of a friend, if it ties into this, read on. Excuses for the crimes. I never heard of those. What are the excuses he had for his crimes? I didn't know he had excuses. I didn't really look into it that much. Let's see here. Can migraine auras cause this? I know that the visual sensitivity to light had to do with it, but after the migraine meds, is it possible this will disappear after a while? I'm 15 in 21 days and don't want to wish I'm dead because of this horrible thing. Do you ever feel like you can't see something though you can? Do you think the stuff I'm talking about with not being able to see well in the dark has to do with my eyes retaining light? Do you think I can't see? See, this is reaching out, asking questions, reaching out. Do you think I can't see faces clearly sometimes because there's too much? He wants to understand what the hell's going on with his freaking body. Can someone with severe VS like me please tell me how I can succeed in life with this? That question right there, reaching. Can someone how I can succeed? Well, that's why we're getting a mixture of stuff here. Do you feel depersonalized? Do you see a fingerprint in your closed eye vision? A fingerprint? The night makes me just new, so no. Yeah, my sleeping is always awful. I am so tired in the morning and throughout the day until the late afternoon, and then I don't feel tired when it's bedtime. I get 6 to 7 hours of sleep and I fall asleep at school a lot. I'm always exhausted. I know people who get less sleep than me and their energy. Hell, when I was 16, I only needed 2 hours of fucking sleep and I was good. Always had mild versus just didn't know what it was or cared, or have always had problems with sleep. I don't think it's gotten any worse since my VS worsened and I got more symptoms. One thing that helps me sleep is a melatonin supplement. I haven't tried any other sleep aids. I love sleeping. I try to average 8 to 10 hours a night. I go to bed around 8 to 9 p.m. I've always been like this before. And then Dago wrote, well, obviously there's a medical reason. We just don't know what it is. How long did it mostly took to go away when you woke up? Hours or minutes or seconds? Usually like 30 seconds. It got better now from that, so it took like 4 hours this time. Yeah, this is the most annoying part of waking up. My vision usually goes back to normal within a few seconds though. The scotomas are pretty freaky too, but those are rare. I see all types of things when I first get up, goes away quickly. Sounds like side effects. Sometimes newly, so it will probably increase in my peripheral vision, mostly left. It seems to flicker. Something major is wrong. I've had that flickering like a strobe light is going off, and when I look towards it, the flickering just moves to my peripheral. I was told by my eye doc that when you have flickering lights in your peripheral, you're in trouble. Is this true? I was only at the eye doc about 2 months ago and everything was fine. I constantly have flickering in my peripherals, very upsetting, no answers. He's reaching out for help and he's getting frustrated because people aren't responding to what he's writing. All right, let me go back to chat real quick. Let me scroll up here to the next one and we'll go back to chat here. 1 second. If you remember, let's see here. Had this guy rejected his whole life? Sanduka eyes. What is that, Pam? Sanduka eyes? It seems to be in my left flickering, like when you look at the sky, but it is ignorable. I thought I was losing the vision, but nah, it's just the flickering. When you look up at the sky and it is severe, do you ever experience that in your peripheral vision? I noticed it and thought I had some light in the vision, but it was just the snow flickering like usual. It is 24/7, but I feel like it is deteriorating my peripheral vision. I started after I woke up with severe VS. I think that maybe there is a pill that will at least stop the stupid side VS. It is almost like there is a film with like a black shade with flickering over my eye, and it's not even there in my right periphery. Please help, because this is not just VS, it is like a flickering black bit, like when you look at the sky. I was forgetting about it and not worried, but now it's new, so what the F? Have you seen an ophthalmologist or a neuro-ophthalmologist? If so, what did they say? Try not to stress about it. I know it's easier. Somebody responded here. Try not to stress about it. I know it's easier said than done when it's in your eyes and you can't escape from it for even a second of the day. Sounds like, that's making him crazy too. Like all of this shit that's going wrong, and he can't even... On the left side of your peripheral vision, there is like a point where you pass something and it gets deformed slightly, as if something flickers over it. I can't feel this somehow in my eye, but I will be seeing a neurologist in 4 days, and since I saw an eye doctor a month ago and no eye condition develops like that, don't tell me to see one. Yes, I saw an ophthalmologist and an optometrist, or WE. Depressed person, frustrated, not getting any help from doctors, because that's what he's saying here. He's not getting help from doctors. He's reaching out on on message boards. He's not getting help, so he's getting frustrated. It could be that you were just aware of your blind spot. Everyone has one. I can see mine, but my husband can't see his. So I guess it depends how special you are. Do an internet search on blind spots and see if that is what you are asking. I can't remember anything recent or anything from childhood. I used to be able to remember everything from my childhood and everything every day for a month before me. Now I am just blank soul living in the now. This is the depressed person again. What hurts the most is knowing, and being depressed, you have good days and you have really bad days. What hurts the most is knowing that every time I try to remember things from the past, I can't, and my mind is so hung up with VS, all the migraine VS affects mentally, the buzzing in my ear, that I can't even focus on that. I got it September 21st of last year, and ever since then I have been depressed. I can't remember anything at all. I could definitely see somebody getting depressed because of medical conditions that aren't getting fixed. I know people in personal life where they had medical conditions that weren't getting fixed from doctors, this doctor, that doctor, made them very depressed. I can't remember anything at all, and I've always had this horrible pressure in my head. My mind is never not on visual snow, and I always wonder what a normal person would be doing while I sit there and suffer. This whole thing has made me crazy. I feel like my life is pointless because people can think about times with parents' childhood memories and be happy, and I won't be able to. I've actually noticed this memory thing too. What I find is on the spot. I can't remember a thing, but if someone reminds me of a memory, it'll be there. Maybe it's anxiety thing. I dare say it. Who can say? Could this be used in insanity plea? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is when he was 16. I think you even had the lawyer when he was in PA, right? Because I thought the same thing. But then you had the public defender in PA, right? And the public defender came out publicly and in front of the judge, said that the client was of sound mind. Basically, dude was competent. I just don't see, because they asked him that when he wanted to be extradited as soon as possible. So they have to ask you that. The public defender in PA even came out and said publicly that his client was of sound mind. So I don't think so, but you never know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a podcaster. So who knows? Maybe it could be, but in my opinion, I don't think it could be. If you literally cannot remember your childhood and this is a new symptom, you need to go to the doctor. If your recent memories, say of yesterday, are so foggy that it is affecting the way you function in life, you also need to go to the doctor. Those type of memory loss are serious and could indicate any number of medical problems, some of which are serious. That's one of those make an appointment now type of things. Yes, not go to Google, because you can seriously get the wrong information. I believe it was the anxiety that caused this for you. Same thing happened to me. How is your tinnitus, if you had it at all? Also, what would be your advice for others? Thanks. I mean, there are people responding on here. I did have slight tightness that would elevate on a night and quiet once I focused on it, but as my jaw became more relaxed and the muscles went out of a spasm, I found that my ears felt like they unblocked and the tinnitus lowered to almost non-existent level. As for advice, I guess I would have to say getting my anxiety under control, which cleared my depersonalization, which is what really bothered me the most. I did it through hardcore exercise and eating well with some supplements like magnesium, and cod liver oil, and actually being around people took my mind off things, and it slowly went. And with that, my visual snow faded as well. Once I was in really good shape again, my general blood flow felt better to my head. Sounds kind of weird, and I think that's what it really... Okay. So now I'm seeing why you guys think the strictness of the diet started here, and it sounds like it. I'm just wondering where the strictness of not even eating off of a plate that's been washed, that might not have even had a piece of ham on it since Thanksgiving a few months prior or something, you know. The drastic. I have had VS since September 21st, 2009. Since then, I have changed. Mainly from the anxiety and sense of felt through my eyes and all over my head. I get this a lot, but never think about it. At times when I lay down and then get up for something, I get this feeling in my head that is weird, and then I see this bright white version of VS. I also feel the beat. He feels the heartbeat in his eyes. My theory is that VS seems to be migraine related, but in reality it is just weird thing that occurs for some people, where the arteries and blood vessels in one's head are inflamed for a large amount of time. I am sure no MRI would pick up slight inflammation from the veins, arteries that pump through our heads. I always have this weird feeling in my head, and to me it feels like something inflamed in my head. We need to try and figure out a way to stop the inflammation. I think the anxiety causes VS. What do you think? The migraine pills
Why do you think the migraine pills don't work for VS? Obviously, because we don't have inflamed parts of our brain. We have inflamed blood vessel veins, whatever you call them. Keep following up with this. Thanks. I think you're right. The week before I developed VS, I was getting really dizzy upon standing for a few seconds and also seeing my pulse and my vision. The dizziness has subsided somehow, but I still get the pulse. Seems to happen more when I exert myself, or strangely enough, when I'm driving and waiting. Good nerve. Test with no explanation. Well, it might be the arteries being inflamed. It could hurt very bad. This seriously could be an issue that is undiagnosed. Please let us know how you get on. Glad you're able to find a neurologist who is good and open-minded, not many of them about. I do get this feeling in my head a lot when I exercise. It's like I can feel the blood struggling to get through my head, and I hear a thick heartbeat in my head. I believe it to have its nerve roots as well as its vein roots, arteries. It seems that this disease we all have is some type of inflammatory disease. In this case, it would be easily treatable. Let me go to chat here real quick. Detective Juan, all of this fills me with the sense that all of this could have been averted. Exactly, Detective Juan. Like, the dude is reaching, and he's being so descriptive. A 40-year-old, he's being so descriptive about the issues. Interesting, Detective Juan. I didn't think there was insanity in Idaho, but I'm just saying I don't think they could use this to plead insanity. That's just my opinion. Enough to stand trial, you will stay in a psych ward. A sane. I'm sure that's what he would try and do, but I don't know. So sad this developed. Yeah, exactly, Pam. Exactly. All the details or consequences at the end. Maybe he had. I don't know. I have anxiety. I've experienced like the heavy breathing and, dizziness and stuff like that, but I've never experienced a lot of this stuff. Anxiety. Not saying you can't experience it, because I'm sure there's different levels of anxiety, but I have it, and I never had some. I relate to some of it, but not a lot of that other shit. I never even had anything close to that. Yeah, you're exactly right. They are heavy. I've had them before. His attorney will be vicious, wanting to. Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking. I mean, because as soon as he got, even when he was in PA, the public defender in Idaho, right? What public defender automatically locks down, stops cleaning crews, has a team of 4 people investigating different parts? Like, what public defender does that unless somebody knows I'm about to make a name for myself? I agree, Christy B. Also, they have to determine if he has antisocial personality. I'm hoping the court. I'm sure they will, and I'm hoping that too, Juan. 100. The root cause is unknown, but all of our symptoms seem to stem. I mean, because all these other people are experiencing the same thing. So I don't think he's making it up. Other people are experiencing the same thing. They're like, yeah, I have those same symptoms. We even had somebody that copy and pasted the symptoms that he typed out, and he even agreed to those. So I experience every single one of these. I don't think these things are made up. I think this is serious stuff, and it has to do with side effects from medication. Side effects from medication and real medical issues. I don't have that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that most don't have it. Well, any damage to this part of the brain will show up, no damage with mine. So they're referring to the arteries. The damage is to vestibulocochlear nerve, the 8th cranial nerve, which connects to the inner ear to the brain. This wouldn't show on any CT or MRI scan. I just posted somewhere else on this site about the exact same thing. I have had vestibular neuritis for the past year and experienced most of those symptoms. A lot of the symptoms have improved thanks to vestibular rehab therapy, but the floaters actually just started for me about 6 weeks ago. I have yet to find a connection from anything online or doctors, but I think they have to be connected. This is a long paragraph. Visual snow is caused by toxins in our body. These toxins range from yeast overgrowth, which was stated in chat earlier. Thank you for that. Candida, all the way to fungus. Check out the link for Candida. It has almost every VS symptom except for the term VS. It says migraines, which are the same thing as VS in my experience. They go hand in hand. Tell me how every test known to man cannot show what's wrong with us. We just see stuff. The truth is, there is no test for our toxins. We just need to rid ourselves of them. Visual snow can also be caused by chemical changes. I experienced visual snow for the first time when just waking up. It went away for 2 weeks, then I went back to drinking coffee and going on the PC all day, and it came back. I believe I caused my visual snow by too much toxins from the sweetener I used. And you know what? There has been links to sweetener and having issues. That fake sweetener, and also too much caffeine chemicals. I also lived in a moldy house. That does affect your brain. I'll tell you that right now. If you live in a moldy house, it does affect your brain. When something is happening in your body that shouldn't, chemicals are being released that shouldn't. These chemicals are released because we have toxins that our body doesn't want. It is going haywire. If there is no cause of our body releasing chemicals like a simple condition, then this is obviously the answer. This detox diet has been used to cure many diseases and reduce the effects of cancer and diabetes greatly. My friend went from 8 shots to 1 shot of insulin. He stopped, but he could have continued it even more. How to do this diet? Don't go to the doctor for a detox. They rip you off. We are lucky as people with VS. I've had all the tests done. My neurotransmitters are fine. My brain is healthy. It's just toxins. Video to watch that explains reality. That's basically a paleo diet. That's the way I eat for about 2 years now, and I don't notice any changes on my symptoms. Wish it was that easy. No, there are certain things you can't eat on it that you probably ate. Trust me, you didn't. It isn't a paleo diet. I will find out the exact diet plan soon. My friend has it printed. I lost the sheet. No, it's a detox diet. I have athlete's foot and VS for as long as I can remember. The athlete's foot always stays dormant and outbreaks very rarely. Since athlete's foot is a fungus, could that be the cause? I hope you're right, and if you are, I love you, haha. If I look as left with my eye, I can without moving my head. I see a little silver flash. If I move my head, it's worse. If I look to the right with my eyes, we'll get black germ looking thing that turns bright yellow if I move my head. Does anyone have this? Also, if I squint my left eye and blink, the blackish thing is near the center of my vision. That's actually so weird. No clue. Let me go back to chat real quick. Let's see. I have huge respect for people who struggle and experience with a lot of bullshit and family and also a lot of people one day out. In this case, I don't know. It is so bad, like he writes. I think he's just reaching out. I was treated for toxic mold. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Pam? Like toxin or mold will fuck you up. It'll mess up your lungs. It'll mess up your brain. It'll mess with your organs. That's why it's very important. Like, and it's one of the hardest things. No, don't worry about it, Christy B. It's one of the hardest things that you can like get rid of too in a house. Like you literally have to gut a fucking house to get rid of it too. But mold is it is dangerous. He was really trying to figure this shit out. Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, look at this. We're only 49 through 102 of these pages, and it's probably him reaching out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even learn about it until today, Josie. Didn't even know about it. Well, your foot fungus and visual snow are both caused by toxins, fungus yeast. I've been tested for everything. I went to the doctor and he said that everything I had was migraines, which is basically your brain reacting to some type of chemical change. Thus, it acts haywire. What caused these migraines? Toxins. I have some amazing sources. I know people who have experimented with this thing as much as possible. This is the cure. So is this why he's writing this is a cure? And I totally understand going to the doctor. They tell you it's one thing. And because, you know, when I'm referring to the person that I know personally that was going to the doctor often and not getting help, they kept saying, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. And it's like, come on, people. What is the actual diet? I can't seem to find. It just seems like a lot of medical professionals these days are just trying to hurry up, tell you something, and give you a fucking pill for it. There's no printout that my friend has. I will get that and photocopy it and put it on the internet for you to see. I'll get it by tomorrow. There's a printout that my friend has. I will get that and photocopy it. Okay, right. Offer tonight. See ya. Okay, thank you, XR. I'm really finding this website quite interesting. Another response to him. I read the symptoms and I have a bunch of them. See, he's not making these up. There's a lot of people responding that they also have these symptoms. I also read the author's story, and I think I'm going to order some Ciboian probiotics and try it for myself. Taking probiotics is much easier than following the diet off the website, so I will probably get those probiotics, and I will keep you guys updated on its effects. I know for a fact that probiotics are good for you and safe to use. It wouldn't kill all the toxins, though, Tranquility. You need to do the diet. So that's where his obsessiveness over it is coming. While I am saying I sat in front of the PC and got unhealthy while drinking things that contains toxins. Candida is not the only thing I am talking about. Toxins are not alive, but they are in your body. That's all I'm saying. I have a question for you guys, and I'm wondering if this is where it was caused from, because I read a lot of this, right? And he keeps saying that coffee and being in front of the PC a lot, right? Now, I know when you drink coffee, you get dehydrated because you piss a lot or you have bowel movements, okay? So your urine and your bowel movements create dehydration while you're drinking coffee. So if you're sitting in front of the PC all the time drinking coffee, that means that your body's getting dehydrated. So when your body gets dehydrated, that's where the funguses take place, because it doesn't have the water that your body is supposed to have in order to dilute those so they don't become a problem. So therefore, if you don't have the water to dilute those, then the funguses end up growing. Is that how Is this like a connection? Drinking coffee, PC, not making sure you have the proper amount of water in your system because you're drinking the coffee and sitting down. Is that where that fungus stuff comes from? Because don't females get yeast infections too from dehydration? I'm just curious. I don't know. They do. I mean, this person that I know personally, it was like over a year and a half long, and they were not getting help. And they finally found somebody that was able to give them help. He was in on it at a young age, going to give a personal, I've had breast cancer 2 times, and he is on his game as far as doing research. Well, I'm glad that you're better, Josie, for real smart and trying to get health. He was trying to figure it out on his own. Sugar also feeds yeast, Allison. Thank you. I don't know about every illness. It just... I'm just reading this, and it really... I'm sorry, halfway through, it just seems like he's reaching out. Trying to explain the stuff he's going through. Seeing if anybody else understands, if anybody else is experiencing the same thing, what they did to help theirs. If they didn't get theirs helped, give us some give me some information. Let's figure it out together. He was trying to get better. I mean, hell, when he's even asking people, help me, please. How can I be productive and be better at life? Well, Memi, I was trying to be emotional because it's a hard-hitting word, but you're right. When it comes down to the scientific light, somebody usually says that the persons are out of mocking tone or a hateful one, completely ignorant of the person's true capabilities or disorders. XR, anxiety does make me overthink things and become unhinged and just do outbursts because I can't hardly do anything else. But even without anxiety, I still fall below the line. And I'm going to be honest with you, my anxiety makes me overthink things. I don't become unhinged, but that's why I'm an overthinker, because of my anxiety. When I go on road trips, I get anxiety because I feel like I'm going to forget something that I should have made sure. So I have a list of everything. So that way my anxiety doesn't go crazy. I make a list the night before of everything that I need for the road trip. So that way when it is the day that I have to get ready for the road trip and get everything ready, I'm not having anxiety. I already have my list, wrote down everything I need. That way I know that I didn't forget nothing. One of my things when it comes to anxiety and I travel is I overpack, because I don't want to forget or be without an outfit or whatever. It does. Anxiety does make you overthink things. I can see how it can make other people become unhinged and have outbursts and stuff because they can't control it. But the thing is there's ways that you don't have to take medication and you can still do things to combat it. I wouldn't kill all the toxins though. Tranquility, you need to do the diet. Well, that's I don't know if that's from the same post up a little bit ago, but that a weird copy and paste answer. Well, I'm saying, okay, we read all this. It hasn't affected my intelligence at all. I have not been able to spell the same way I used to be a spelling bee champion. Now it is just average. So the book contains phase 1 and 2 diets. You'll feel better in a couple weeks. What is to lose? Yeast and fungus are fed by sugar and starch. By not eating these things, your body will kill off all the things that your body doesn't need. Did you ever get ear fullness, ear crackling? I believe your theory is very plausible. I will have more to write later about it. Write about it later. Going on a natural protocol this time around. Took Duflacan over a week ago and it made me feel worse. I would not recommend it for people who are sensitive to drugs. A good bulking agent like Blue Heron is good for the die-off effect. This is an excellent discussion. We should not be treating symptoms, the root cause instead. Throwing any antidepressant for migraines is a disgrace in my opinion, especially if the source is digestive in nature, metabolic dysfunction, liver overload. Yet more power to the people that try this, but I don't feel like spending time on something that has little to no evidence. Well, there's plenty of research articles on there. Let me see. There's one right there that was just reposted. I agree with the blood flow part. I actually made a thread about that before, but what causes this blood flow problem? It is still undiagnosed. In my head, after I exercise, my visual snow increases in intensity, and the vein in my head pumps so hard I feel it. I think our veins are slightly inflamed from toxins. That could be very true. I know the cause cure of visual snow, a bit of a bold statement for something that has barely any factual data. So what he's saying is his cure is detox. Getting rid of the toxins is what he keeps repeating. All right, let me go back to chat here. The rest is consequence. I don't know. I've never experienced these things before, but it seems like a lot of people in this message board have. You get a couple here and there that say that they don't or this or that, but to me it seems like most of the responses are actually people that are going through the same thing. So maybe for all of them too, it's just anxiety. But I feel like it's more. I don't feel like it's just anxiety. I feel like dude was really feeling these things. He was really experiencing these things. If I would see that he was just making it up and it was just anxiety if there was a whole bunch of other people posting or not posting, posting negative responses, posting, I don't know what you're talking about. I have this is what I have, and this is what I experienced. Not even what you're experiencing. I could see if he was making, but when you got all these people responding and saying, yeah, thank you, great post, great links, thank you, I feel these as well, this is what I'm experiencing, I feel like dude was real. I don't think he was making any of it up. Good man, there are so many scams out there. I mean, look at this. I get cold hands, cold feet, and I often notice when I lay in bed I can feel pulsing in my arms, necks, legs, feel occasionally too with the heaviness in the back of my head too. It's definitely not normal to feel such activity. This is an interesting link about the gut. It isn't a scam. I have a whole bunch of people who did this and it worked. I know them in real life, and humans don't need carbs to live, my friend. Atkins diet. You won't starve. You won't starve. You really don't understand this. Please don't discourage me. I'm not an idiot who falls for a scam. So this is somebody that's depressed and damaged and feels like they're being ridiculed again because they're trying to reach out. So that's the kind of response you get right there. I don't need to buy anything from, see, it's that depressed, damaged person right here, the caps. Again, caps. Some days are good, some days are bad when you're depressed. Yes, ethanol, there are certain kinds you can and can't have. Actually, I will be taking a link. Okay. My friend's uncle, the one who introduced this to me, he had tumors on his stomach or lungs. I can't remember, but he took the diet for 2 years and they went away. He is an ex-Army Ranger in Green Beret with knowledge in the detox diet. I wonder, this friend's uncle. Look at this shit. His friend's uncle, detox diet, Green Beret, ex-Army Ranger, his interest in ROTC, the K-bar. Did he get some kind of, not influence to do the crimes, but did he get some of his influence from this friend's uncle? Because if he's really about this detox diet that his friend's uncle is talking about, I'm sure he's listening to a lot of things that he's saying. Yes, those sites are wrong, but they give you an idea of stuff you have. It's simplicity. A detox diet will fix any fungus or candida problems you have, so you can't say what I'm saying is false. I'm doing it, and I will make a vlog, don't worry. I emailed the owners of candidafree.net, and this was the response. Hello. First of all, you do not identify yourself, and Mark and I are here for the sole purpose of providing support and guidance for people recovering with 3-lac and/or Symbion. I don't know who you are, but I do know that you're not one of our customers. Wow, that's the response? Because you didn't identify yourself, they know that you're not one of their customers. So they're just referring you. I denounce any relation to that site I just posted for you to see something that yeast overgrowth does as well as fungus. I will vlog the detox diet and you will see. XR, if you don't mind sharing, what are all your symptoms? I am guessing you have not cured yourself yet on the diet, however, or have you? Sorry, have not read through all the posts, so not sure. I have the exact same thing. I actually have those and something else. Now, it seems like there are 3 silver circles when I move my left eye to the far right, and if I look far left, I see one close to the end and one on the end. Weird shit, man. For real, kind of reassuring to know there's someone else that has it, and God forbid I get that. Thanks. Yes, I didn't know anyone had what I had either. For me, the silver flash circles on the far left have been there since the beginning almost, but to the far right it developed over the summer. Very descriptive with the medical issues here. Yes, everyone I noticed BS when I told them about it. They always had slight little dots, but not nearly as noticeable. I also noticed it as little dots as a child. Maybe our brains don't filter out our BS and it gets out of hand. Ever notice if you don't do things that stimulate your brain and you relax, your BS isn't as noticeable? Good thinking. I wish you were right, but I'm going to have to disagree. I tried explaining visual snow to people and asking what they see when they close their eyes, and no matter how much I've persisted, they say nothing or it's all black. Only one time told me they sort of saw dots. It started for me, and I never took medication before or used a drug. All right, we read all those. All over on YouTube, I'm seeing comments that Xanax cures VS. That could mean a relationship between neurotransmitter serotonin and visual snow, which would make sense because most people that have visual snow also have anxiety, and serotonin plays an important role in anxiety. Let me ask you guys this. Does anyone have visual snow but non-anxiety? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me go to chat real quick. Sorry about that. I have to bounce back and forth here. And he just, yeah, I mean, and it can be neglected from his own creation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was depressed, I didn't reach out to anybody. I was neglecting myself. The entire time probably isn't. But most of what he's doing isn't harmful to one's body. Gut health is important for everything. Most sickness starts in the gut. That's exactly right, Allison. It really does. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Paige Morgan. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that Bautismo is having a shout out for that now. Thank you, Bautismo. About time you started doing it. Thank you for the subscription. Yes, Allison Faye, 100%. I'm not doubting that. I only think he is also a little bit hypo. And he could be. We don't know if this is true. I know a lot of people making up stories. Yeah, and that's true. But, man, so descriptive. All of my symptoms develop over the summer. You can't look forward to this video showing us what to eat. Why are you so spiteful about this diet that can possibly help you? Okay, I know that something as Xanax is not a detox diet. I was just curious. Who said it was a detox diet? I described how it has helped with your symptoms. I am curious. If I can get any relief, I will ask my doc for some. I mean, asking for help. I see that too. I actually saw the Northern Lights thing before I had VS. I am thinking that VS really, if it is actually a gift to see something no one else can. I would hardly call never again being able to close your eyes and seeing pitch dark and go to relax and fall asleep without having to myself every night a gift. A gift to me would be the gift of darkness. I want to walk into dark mentals, right here. I want to walk into a dark room and not see any of this shitty snow ever again. Frustrated. A gift would be not to have to sleep with a nightlight next to my bed. A gift would be able to wake up in the morning and not see the blinding visuals. They never really used to bother me, but then they gotten increasingly worse. Last week I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a strange white abstract figure. I concentrated on it because I was very curious. Then it wouldn't go away all night. Very sharp edges and was fairly stationary. It kind of looked like this. It's weird and I hate it. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes at night. Yes, I am buying the book and I will talk about the diet and even print out the list of foods and whatnot. Thank you for being open-minded, which isn't hard to do when you're having something as odd as VS. Show him this site. Tell him there are such things as undiagnosed conditions. I don't think that's a good idea. He'll think I'm a hypochondria. I sure as hell am, but that is nothing new, man. I've always been one until I got VS, then I became pretty tough when it comes to that. Just let him do his job, I guess, haha. Answer honestly, because you are what you are. It seems to have relation, the angle your eyes are at. For me, it doesn't happen a lot, but only for split seconds at certain angles. No, DCOM, I know what you're talking about. The thing is with these, you can see right through them. They're not blind spots, they're blue. I see perfectly geometric patterned circle for just a fraction of a second as I wake up as my wake up alarm goes off. It is not a disheveled spider web. Googled some Mandela patterns, saw some similar but not the same. The edge has upward downside C's. It's black and white, no colors. There have been success stories where people don't have VS anymore, but if it is permanent, how will we come to terms with it? I know this isn't permanent, guys. I'm just wondering. It seems I've pondered that every day of my life. Nothing is permanent. Regardless of whether it is permanent or not, I can offer some comforting words or videos if psychology is your thing. I sure as hell am, but that is nothing. Okay, we read that. See for yourself, even said you have mental disturbances. I think a lot of us have some emotional damage because we have it tough and scary, but one day this won't affect you. For a while, some symptoms will get worse, but it will halt like a year into it, and the VS never gets that worse after like a month into it. I believe my detox theory and I'm confident it will work. Don't let the guy put you on meds because that will ruin it. Trust me. We'll see about that. I'll post back on how it goes tomorrow. XR, I read somewhere in the forum that you were keen on Xanax. Did you take them? Yes, if it got worse due to a medicine, then there's a chemical imbalance due to them. If you do the diet, it will remove the trace of it, thus leading to chemical balance. Sweet, hook me up. Where can I go to get pretty much a meal plan for dummies? The book is like $25, even on Amazon and eBay. Yes, the depersonalization happened when I withdrew from Topiramate and Topamax. The VS got a little worse, I think. Just chill. It will be normal in a little. And to everyone giving this a chance, thank you. I've been thinking in depth nonstop for 1.5 years about VS causes and cures, and like you said, Matt, it does hit home. I am buying it and posting the meal plan on here. Don't worry about buying it unless you want clarity. I'm going to post videos on it and whatnot. So he's buying the book so he can share the information with everybody. I want to express our struggles through rap. I think people should know. That's interesting because I do have a video of a rap song or something that we'll be getting into in tonight's show. I think this is a really good idea. Please let me know when it's online. If you can make some money from it, maybe you can help with some other websites that are coming out. Couldn't review the what? Well, I never took any medicine at all and I got BS, but meds definitely trigger verse outburst. All right, let me get to chat real quick here. He was seeking help over and over and nothing. There were signs, they were ignored, or people were in denial. Point is, he was failed, but he still chose to allegedly murder those kids. Exactly, Kid Kitty. And that's why we have to understand this is a 16-year-old compared to a 28-year-old. 17, I think, on these posts now. How do we know this is him? Just like anything, we don't. We don't know if Papa Roger's him or not. We don't know if Inside Looking is him or not. We don't know if that was him supposedly making a video in the dark that everybody thinks is him. We don't know a lot of this stuff. But when you look at... I trust Hidden True Crime, okay? This is the source of this information. So I trust Hidden True Crime. So I'm going to respect their presentation. I'm going to respect their information. And I'm going to respect the sourcing that they do. Now, just like with anything, I could tell you the sun's blue. I could tell you the sun's blue and it'll be blue tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean that I know about the sun color. It doesn't mean any of that. But it seems just like Papa Roger, just like Inside Looking, it seems to be. So I look at this HTC, phone records when it comes to these message boards. I see the screen picture. I see the name. I see the dates. To me, it appears to be him. But because we are not LE, we don't know. So there's no way to tell for sure. If you want to check with how credible it is, I would probably ask Hidden True Crime. I'm just referencing what they presented for all of us when it comes to this case. So maybe reach out to them. I'm not even sure where the actual source of this is from. I'm referring to Hidden True Crime because that is my source for this information, and I totally trust what they release. I think his mom would have understood, but didn't take time to listen to him, and his dad had no. I don't know. He might not have even reached out to his parents. I didn't. So maybe his dad and his mom had no clue. Maybe they just knew about the VS. Maybe they didn't understand the depression and all the thoughts and some of the crazy stuff. Maybe he didn't go to his parents because he didn't want them to think that he needed to be put into a mental institution with some of the stuff he was experiencing. Maybe he was scared. Maybe that's why he reached out on message boards, because he was scared to reach out to other people because he didn't want them to think he was crazy. That's not what the documentary is about, but thanks for replying anyway. Why not watch it and tell me what you think? Cool documentary, but anyone with common sense at all already knows this. If I were running the world, we'd take all the pharmaceutical CEOs and marketers, line them up over a ditch, and execute them all. Then we'd seize their assets and use it to establish something. Wow. So Serby on here wrote April 26, 2011, if you can't see the date. I can offer a little bit of additional validity to this theory. A couple of months ago, I decided I was eating badly and changed my diet, cutting out or heavily reducing things that were full of sugar or vinegar. This is Serby that wrote this. I saw an extremely good improvement in a lot of my symptoms. My anxiety almost completely disappeared. My brain fog diminished. My photophobia reduced. The pang of pain behind my eyes whenever I looked outside on a sunny day disappeared. I didn't notice any distinct change in the snow itself at the time, however. Then on Sunday, of course, it was Easter. Being the adorable man-child that I am, naturally I ate crap tin of chocolate, and holy hell, everything came roaring back. My head felt heavy. I felt irritable. My visual snow got way worse, back to what it was before, I guess. Because I was reducing so gradually during my diet, I didn't notice that it was going away, but now I remember how bad it used to be. Today, I almost got back to how good I felt on Saturday, and this Candida diet has my full support and attention. Yes, I completely what you are talking about. I am not talking about the Candida diet from candidafree.com, but I am talking about the George Kaufman diet from knowthecause.com. I will be posting it soon, like I said. Diets and detox, I have gone to the extremes of both, so I can voice my opinion pretty strongly here. Have no benefit to this condition in regards to my personal experience. If this theory was correct, then I should be cured. I am not. So that's somebody that didn't have the benefit of whatever they were trying. Let me see. Any other heavy metals, environmental toxins? Yes, any toxin like fungus, candida, etc. I recommend getting rid of it all at once, especially fungus. Prism wrote, anyone have any good links to candida compressive symptoms like the mother lode of symptoms? Also, links to study-based, scientific-based evidence between the link between candida and the effects people experience. I ask because it is like mental illness or something in the medical community. Many doctors think it is pure quackery, which doesn't faze me. Maybe that's why he didn't go to his parents, because he felt like they were going to label him that way. As I've mentioned before, the level of competence and my overall faith in the medical community has dropped to an all-time low over the past few years. So the opinions of doctors in general means very little to me, though research that is solid is still helpful if it exists. I would imagine with the amount of supposed candida cases, it must be out there in some fashion, similar to Lyme disease, a toss-up of which is treated more seriously. I suppose Lyme in an acute state. I never believed in the candida thing. I have searched and found nothing that suggests it is legitimate. Many natural therapies use candida as a way to sell something. I don't know why those are getting cut off. Balance wrote, diets and detox. Okay, hold on. We saw... Let's see here. I actually opened this thread and knew this was going to be lackluster, so you probably went into it thinking that anyway before you read any words, because this is all too common here. Too many people with causes and cures yet to no avail. Till you find some evidence or anecdotal evidence, at least, then I disregard this theory. Candida, well, what has that got to do with our condition? You have to follow this exact diet. You can't do any diet. Please try this. So then God 04 and balance are right and back and forth. Doesn't really say anything, and I can't expand it. Let's see, that was from Serby. I can offer a little bit of additional validity to this theory. Okay, we read that already. Yes, I know completely what you're talking about. I'm not talking about the Candida. Yeah, we already read that part. Okay, we read that part. I was wondering if anyone has been to a migraine specialist, seeing as how the International Headache Society recognizes VS as persistent migraine with aura, and what the results were. I am thinking about getting a referral to a migraine specialist. I just went to the neurologist and the ophthalmologist just to jump through hoops because you never know, but of course both of them have never had VS. The ophthalmologist wanted to do more tests on me, but it seems like a waste of time and money if it is not an eye thing. I have migraine issues, and I hope to God I don't get some of these issues, man. This is crazy. Go for it. If you have the money, going somewhere that recognizes your symptoms than somebody who has no idea is a lot better. Your ophthalmologist is either trying to take more money from you from these tests, or is genuinely interested. I doubt that, though, otherwise you would probably have been referred by them to someone else. But it makes sense to pursue this, as they will have a better understanding as they actually know these symptoms, and you won't be treated like a crazy person or a hypochondriac. I could have went to Philly for this. The more I struggle with symptoms along with the medicines that I've tried, I can't help but think that this condition is more something related. RETLNAL. I'm not sure if that's a misspelling or what. And you would think the struggles with the symptoms and then the side effects from the medicines too. Related but slightly off topic, neuro research clinics treat migraines with the following combo. I'm going to butcher some words here. 5-HTP, tyrosine, levodopa, and cysteine therapy. I found this to be very interesting. Apparently, they have had a lot of success and specialize in neurological issues, even brain damage. They've also talked about how 5-HTP depletes tyrosine, dopamine, and vice versa. Interesting. It depletes dopamine? Huh. They should be supplemented together in proper ratios and not individually. So it depletes dopamine. That's not good. I have some concerns about this website and its protocol. But hey, I'm not a neuroscientist. I'll just leave that out in a second. That's like half the words I'd butcher. I'll just leave that up so you can read that for a second. Holy crap. Retinol, maybe that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I didn't know. There is some misspelling in here. Let me see. Let me go back up to chat real quick. I think his mom would have understood but didn't take the time. I mean, and that could be it, true. You know, reaching out to your parents and you don't understand. But with the way that I'm reading these last posts that I'm reading about, you know, he didn't want people to think he was a hypochondriac. He didn't want people to think he was a quack. He didn't want people to think that he was crazy because of the things that he was experiencing, and he probably felt this was a safe place to talk to people because there's a lot of people with the same symptoms. I don't think you can go back and change the date on these things. And I don't know, it just... Thank you for this link, Kid Kitty, because I'm not seeing any connection to the crime, but it's it gives you a better understanding of the mental process at this age, and reaching out. I'm not going to get into another pissing match here, but your responses are flawed, Byron. I will leave it up to the reader. And you're going to get hate like that. Hell, I get hate in my email box almost every other fucking day. It is what it is. You're going to have people out there. All I'm trying to say is that I think you're wrong about 5-HT being more dangerous than SSRIs. That is wrong, and I told you why in my post. I could include references, and you want edit. It doesn't have to be a pissing match, as you say. All right. So this is a response to what somebody wrote. And again, depressed. Look, I'm getting tired of pseudo-intellect. Rife with danger. I really shouldn't have to explain this. There are no FDA-approved studies regarding the use of 5-HTP, mostly anecdotal studies and maybe not overseen by any approval process, which is correct. People who buy 5-HTP at the drug supplement store have no guarantee of what is inside or if the content even matches the label. It's like if you go to Dollar General and you buy fish oil. You don't frickin' know because it's not regulated. I could but bulk 5-HTP and make my own pills to sell to the public. Do you see the danger here? FDA-approved drugs have gone through years of testing and sometimes billions of dollars. Since 5-HTP cannot be branded, no pharmaceutical will touch it. Until the FDA starts to oversee the supplement industry, it's caveat emptor. The website linked at the start of this thread is a complete joke. They are just trying to sell a protocol with pseudo-medicine. Don't be fooled by natural supplements. These supplements contain drugs. A drug is a drug is a drug no matter what the label states or how natural it sounds. P.S. As most of you know, the real clinical trial for drugs is when it's released to the open public, but there is a monitoring system for this called your doctor. There is no such system in place for 5-HTP. If you don't think supplements can be dangerous, go back and search on the people killed by ephedrine. It's true. Ephedrine is not good. PSS. No, I'm not disputing efficiency of 5-HTP, but it needs to be regulated and managed. I'm sorry, the dude sounds like he's done his research. That's my opinion. Because the shit that was being typed right there is 100% true. The FDA does not regulate the supplements. They just let any frickin' store put whatever they want on any frickin' label and they can sell it as such. Because it's a supplement. And I'm serious. That's one of the reasons why I was nervous about taking this COVID shot and why I didn't want to for a long time until I felt that I didn't have a choice. Because right here, FDA approved drugs have gone through years of testing, and sometimes billions of dollars. And I know you guys know where I'm coming from when it comes to how quickly the vaccination was created, the ways that they created the vaccination. And who knows if it works or not, because I know people that didn't take the vaccination that didn't get sick. I know people that did take the vaccination that got sick like they didn't take the vaccination. We will know the truth about this vaccination in 10, 15, 20 years when we see the benefits of what came from it and we see the negatives of what came from it. And I hope to God that All of us are not going to be on some commercial calling an 800 frickin' line to be part of a class action lawsuit because of issues that were created. I heard a lot of bad stuff being created from that vaccine. Reproductive, heart problems. Hell, even JSD that's been in our show and been in our stream. As soon as she had the vaccination, she's had issues health-wise. It says to use antibiotics. Don't some people develop VS after using antibiotics? I never said Xanax was a cure. I just wanted to know if it actually helped people. Okay, I will do this diet. I just wanted you guys to understand this before I started it. I never read anything that Xanax was a cure. I read something about Xanax and asking then if it helped. Where's these videos and diet plans then, unless the book comes from Hong Kong? Surely you would have received it by now. No one on this board, or any doctor for that matter, can back me into a corner, but I appreciate the sentiment. Evolution is way outside the scope of this forum, and no, VS has nothing to do with evolution in the same way that losing an arm has nothing to do with evolution. My comment on the disease or condition correction is based on clinical evidence indicating that we do not have a disease. As homework, you can look up and compare those two. Don't ever give up. These pills cause bad outbursts because your VS is related to chemical imbalances. Pills imbalance your brain. It's, here, you got this, have a pill. Tell me how it feels after 2 weeks. Don't make something that's already imbalanced more imbalanced. Exactly. Well, according to my theory, antibiotics are a toxin, and according to your list of toxins is going to make it worse. This proves my theory right there. And then, well, according to my theory, where's the proof, please? Well, according, same thing. Marcus wrote, does anyone care to make an educated guess? I would really love... One second. My bad about that hidden true crime. I would really love to finally meet someone else who suffers as we do in chat, but I haven't found anyone in DC yet. A fair amount, I'd imagine. I've encountered about 4 people who have visual snow only VS and thought it was normal. Yeah, but a lot of people I know have minor VS. I remember when I had minor VS and it didn't faze me at all. They don't understand. It is VS related, so I would say go to the ER. Could be pointless. In time it will fade. If not, go to the ER. Are you talking about the big swirly black thing if you cover one eye? I get this. Need Help posted about this a while back and said that it is just your brain is processing what both eyes see at once, and what you see with your covered eye, intense snow swirling black thing, imposing itself on your other eye's vision. That sounds rubbish when I try to explain it. Can someone else explain it better? Hopefully you get what I mean. I read an old archive post as well about this, and I don't know about the blue screen. Thank you. It went away and snow returned to a previous state. Too afraid the self-induce that gas cloud black spot again. I went back to my retina specialist that morning, and he did a million tests as always. They did some blood circulation photos on my eyes. First time for that one. Everything came back normal. Sigh. Yeah, I never thought it normal, but I didn't think it was abnormal really, because all the tests I ever had came back good. I live in the DMV. Well, if you actually... we read that one. Okay, we read that one. Read that one. Read that one. Read that one. And that's all of them. Holy crap. Two hours and 15 minutes. Holy crap. All right, that was from Hidden True Crime. Thank you again to them. Thank you again, Kib Kitty, for the link. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is something and I'm glad that I went through it this afternoon. That way we can get into more stuff on tonight's show. Maybe one of these days this week where, the news is slow. I'll go ahead and do the headlight stuff for the YouTube highlight video, and I'll make that YouTube short sometime this week when it's a little slower on the break. And I'm sure we'll have a day coming up this week where it's like that. But tonight I wanted to get into the here. Let me scroll back to the top, Christy B. Tonight I wanted to make sure I got into Catherine Ramslin. I wanted to get into that Brianette and Twitter Spaces convo that we got into last night that we heard. I wanted to get more into that. I wanted to get more into the actual case stuff tonight. And we can start, maybe even if it's slow night, we can even start to look up some of those vegan SKs, because I don't know though. It sounds to me like, I mean, I get where the oh, come on, StreamYard. I get where the vegan diet stuff came in. I still feel like there's the picture, Christy B. I still feel like the drasticness of the diet. It's one thing to watch your toxins. It's another thing to watch your food. It's another thing to watch what you put in your body. It's another thing for all that. I totally get that. What I don't understand is not eating off the same plate. If your dad washed it, maybe it didn't have but a piece of ham on it from Thanksgiving 6 months earlier, you're still not going to eat your food on it. To me, that spells fear. It doesn't spell control. It doesn't spell diet. It doesn't spell control. It spells fear to me. That there's a fear, because it didn't necessarily take place here, right? It took place later. The whole plate thing, it's all recent stuff. And I feel like that was fear because of maybe somebody that he had studied during his research. So we'll see. I can't see. That's the pic here. Let me see if I can zoom it in even. That's as far as I can zoom it in. And I can tell it's him. I can see it's him. So if you want to take a screenshot and zoom it in, or I'll just send you the link for the article and you can pull it up on your own. And here, what I can do here is I can do this as well. Thank you again, Justice, for helping me out. Shift, window button S. We're going to take a screenshot and then maybe I'll blow it up that way. So here is screenshot. So give me 1 second. I'm going to open my Paint. I'll paste it, and then let me see if I can zoom in even more, okay? See if we can get this to zoom in for you better. All right, so save as. All right, save it. So we got that saved. Now, let me go here in the screen share. I have to start another one to show a file. So let me go here. Oops, no, not a video file. Present, share screen, window. And we're going to go to my Paint window. Oh, hold on 1 second. We're not going to go to my Paint window. I need to close that out and just open the actual image. Give me 1 second here. Let's see, case, where's it at? Image. Okay, we'll click that open. Now, we'll go back to StreamYard. Present, share screen, window, untitled photo. There we go. So I'm learning. Now I can share a photo, I know. Okay. So here is this. Can I make it bigger if we do it that way? All right. Now I'm going to zoom in on it if I can. All right, there we go. That's the best I can do. I gave you the link for the source. I took the picture and I zoomed it in. That's dude. Googled everything. How much time has to be? Well, like he said, he drank a lot of coffee and sat in front of the PC all the time. The supplements aren't always good. They can interact with other drugs, but some people think they are the way they go. Yeah, exactly. And you don't even know. You don't even know what's in it. Like the only thing that I'll get, like supplement wise, is zinc, vitamin C, and vitamins. I don't get none of that other crap. If my body can't produce it on its own, or I certainly don't want to take something else to where my body says, oh, cool, something else is making this chemical. I don't need to make it. To make this chemical for your body for all this time, and now you're no, I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Like it looks like him. I mean, that's just, but you know, like we say, you never know. That's the screen name there. Here's the picture again. Definitely controls what he eats. I'm just wondering where, you know, no food on the plate that could have had meat on it before. What the hell? That spells fear to me. Anxiety, anorexia, for example, is not about food or what else. It's about control, vegan, and a lot of other things too. Oh my gosh, StreamYard. Yeah, definitely. And I'll throw the link up to Hidden True Crime again if you guys need it. Yeah, it's a good channel. We do use their videos here from time to time. It's just yeah, before the nose. It's just I can't use a lot of their videos because they're so long. My videos I try and keep to around at least, I mean, 20 is like the max I'll probably go. I try and stick to like 5 or under, 10 or under, 15 or under, you know, but so whenever they do have a shortened video, I do like to use those because they do have I really do enjoy Hidden True Crimes channel. And again, I'll throw that up in the chat again real quick. And again, Hidden True Crime. Oh yeah, you so there again, Hidden True Crime. Thank you again. And so I'm just gonna make this video. I'm just go ahead and end the show here. I'm gonna chill back, do some stuff around home, do some laundry, make some food, chill back for a little bit, do some prep for the show for tonight, and then we'll be back at 7 Central. Kind of just seeing what else is out there, and then we'll try and get into some SK research with the vegan stuff. And so I'm going to be looking at vegan serial killers. I'm going to be researching vegan serial killers. I just kind of want to take a look at each one of them, their Wikipedias for a second, see what they're about, stuff they did, see if there's anything that sticks out to me as we're checking out these different people. So Hopefully we can get to that tonight. But you know how it always goes. It all depends on the breaking and all depends on everything that we need to look around for. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for hanging out while I read that whole thing. Another 2.5 hours. We did the affidavit a week ago Friday or whatever, and that took 2.5 hours. This is another one, so it was cool. I appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out with me so long. Thanks for your chats during your conversation, your information, your views. And we'll definitely see you back here in a few hours. It's only 4 hours away, so I'll see you back later here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hope your afternoon is peaceful and positive, and I can't wait to see you all later tonight.